our first number one, Stock Aitken Waterman, was Dead or Alive. We had to make that record literally in sections. I mean, every one of the notes had to be put in by hand because there were no computers like today. You know, the memory in a computer at that time was 0.7 of a second, not 1 second, so you couldn't sample. So the whole of that record was made on a German machine called a PPG wave terminal, and literally every note was put in by hand. And I think the track lasted 5 minutes, so every bass note was put in it. I think it took a week and a half, and it crashed the minute we tried to put it onto tape.
Med Dead or Alives Englandsettan 1985 hade Stock Aitken Waterman förädlat sitt koncept med snygga melodier på ett snabbt dansbeat. Och nu var det också glasklart vem som gjorde vad i hitfabriken.
Pete is the businessman. Pete is the brains. That's how I see it. I see Pete as the brains. Pete is great PR. He can always come up with a great scam. Mike Stock is a brilliant writer, a brilliant lyricist as well. Matt, a great musician. So Matt and Mike would come together, and between them it would work. But in saying that, Pete had his input, and it may be not playing an instrument or writing a lyric, but Pete would come in and suggest titles. Pete was someone that could look at an artist and go, OK, I know what we've got to do with her or him.
Aitken Waterman was like a factory. You'd go into the studio and they'd literally write the song within 10 minutes of you being there. We'd have a conversation. They'd ask me how I feel and where I am in my life right now. I remember when they wrote Nothing's Gonna Stop Me Now. They said, I remember Mike Stock saying, I've just seen a big red Ferrari go past. I feel nothing's gonna stop you now. Holding me back. And you're on a really good roll. And he said, this is what we're going to call this song. And he wrote it in like 10 minutes. I did 2 takes, and I think I was in and out in 2 hours. And then Cliff Richard came in. And then later that night, Donna Summer, and I was like gutted because Donna Summer was another hero of mine. And I was like, Pete Waterman, I remember saying to me, you could have told me I really wanted to meet Donna Summer.
Everyone was like passing ships in the night. So we didn't all hang out at the studio. You know, there wasn't like Kylie upstairs, Rick Astley downstairs making a cup of tea, Mel and Kim hanging. It wasn't really like that.
There was jokes going around at the time. If you pressed on the keyboard Rick Astley's voice higher up, he would sound like Kylie Minogue. If you pressed on the keyboard lower, Kylie would sound like Rick. But it was just a joke. But they did have a formula.
Nu är Stock Aitken Waterman Englands ledande låtskrivarteam, men är fortfarande relativt okända utanför landets gränser. Det som öppnar dörren till den amerikanska marknaden och ännu större artistsamarbeten visar sig ironiskt nog vara en person som bokstavligen talat befinner sig framför näsan på dem.
Well, I started when I was about 15 playing the drums, and I've been in bands since then. But when I was about 19, I was, if you like, spotted by a producer called Peter Waterman, and that's how it started, sort of professional, about 2 years ago. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you.
See, I signed Rick. He was on a government scheme called a Youth Opportunity Training Scheme. He was a YOP, and he got £40 off the government to do a training course. And this course he did with us in the studio. Now, he lived in my village in north of England, so he shared my flat in London, and he worked in the studio as a tape op and as a junior engineer. But I knew Rick could sing, because I'd seen him in a band. But he had a very, very unusual voice. I mean, a really unusual voice. So people were reluctant to record him because they said people don't buy a voice like this.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around.
We'd recorded this track, Never Gonna Give You Up. It didn't work. It wasn't right. You know, there was a lack of integrity. The song was... There was nothing wrong with the song, but the track just didn't work.
Efter diverse ommixningar hamnar Rick Astleys Never Gonna Give You Up bortglömd på lagerhyllan. Men några månader senare dyker låten upp igen.
And then I bought a guy in to work with us, a club promotion guy. And Mike Stock and I are downstairs in the toilet, and we come out the toilet, and this song comes down the stairs. You know, and we both said, what is this song? It's a hit. And we went in to see this guy, and we said, what is this you're playing? It's Rick Astley. And we both went, this is a hit. And I remember taking it in the car to BMG, or RCA as it was then, and said, you know, because I had done a deal with RCA for Rick Astley, I think I got a hit. I played it to RCA, and they went, yeah, it's great. I was driving back to Warrington, and I turned on Capital Radio, which is a big London station, dun, 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 and I go, it's Rick Astley. And literally, the DJ was going mad. And by the time I got back on the Tuesday from the bank holiday weekend, this was #1 on Capital Radio. You know, RCA were ringing us, and, I mean, literally by the Friday, you know, we'd taken orders for 70,000 records, which was just unheard of.
I'll bring my love to you.
Och nu går det fort. 1987 är Rick Astley den bäst säljande artisten i England. Men intresset är stort också på andra sidan Atlanten.
Went to #1 in America without the record company. The record company was working on Patrick Swayze. They didn't want Rick Astley #1. They wanted Patrick Swayze to be #1. And there we were at #1, despite the record company.
She's like the wind through my tree. She rides the night next to me.
And so I was in Los Angeles with Rick, and sitting around a swimming pool, and Donna Summer came over, you know, and I knew Donna and her husband for a long time, and she went, is this your Rick Astley record? I went, yeah. And she said, oh, I'd love you to make me a record like this. And literally that's what happened.
Det är inte bara Donna Summer som står på kö. En dag sitter en ung australiensiska och väntar utanför studion tillsammans med sin mamma.
She looked very small, because she's so small. She just sat there with her mum, and I couldn't quite get over it. First, you know, and then I heard her sing, and you just go, wow, wait a minute. And when you see this girl in front of a camera, different ballpark. It was all done so fast. Literally, you know, we never had her for more than 4 or 5 hours So we had to make three tracks in 4 hours. And that's how good she was. I mean, she would come in, learn the song, and we would have half an hour to get her down on tape.
Especially for you, I wanna tell you mean all the world to me.
1989 är ännu ett otroligt år för Stock Aitken Waterman med 7 listettor i England. En av dem är Kylie Minogue och Jason Donovans Especially for You. Båda artisterna renodlades i hitfabriken.